Welcome back to Poker Tonight, brought to you by UB.net. We're now joined in studio by Rafe First. Rafe, thanks for being here.
Great to be here, guys.
I wanted to start off and talk about something a bit from maybe your past at this point. Maybe you've grown beyond it, but you were one of the founding members of the Tilt Boys, which a lot of people watching the show may not know what that is, but it's sort of a band of guys who went around prop betting and all that. Tell us a little bit about how that all
It's just
happened.
a home poker game, like the thousands, the hundreds of thousands of home poker games that are out there in the country right now. Started in college, me and Perry Friedman, Phil Gordon, started in college, and it continues to this day. So it still happens up in the Bay Area.
But it's not just, a home game. I mean, there's been some playing in dresses. There's been, a couple...
You had to bring that up. I mean, that's ancient history.
You brought it up really when you did it. I'm just merely referring to it when you get... Really?
Yeah, the first time we did this it was just a lark, ladies-only poker tournament, and I just realized I said first time, which implies that there's more than one.
I wasn't even going to say anything.
And so now I let the cat out of the bag. So we crashed a ladies-only poker tournament drag.
Right.
Yeah, 5th place.
Well, obviously outside of poker, you do, and you use poker to your advantage here to raise a lot of money for charity. You're wearing a patch right now. It says 1% on it. You'll see people out there at the World Series of Poker wearing those patches all over, but what is that and how can people get involved and prevent cancer?
So in 2003 at the World Series of Poker, Phil and I asked our friends to join us in pledging just 1% of their potential winnings in the World Series to Prevent Cancer Foundation. And it sort of took off like wildfire. Mm-hmm. There's the power of grassroots and viral concepts. Yeah.
Well, I know another thing that you perfected. It's beyond just a game to you now. It's sort of an art form, if you will. Is the Rochambeau. Very well known for playing Rochambeau. So is Phil. Well, this is what we do almost every single show. Is we put Sebok up.
We embarrass me.
The only reason I had to do it last week was because Sebok wasn't here. We're putting him now up to. I think the two of you should, maybe for pride, should go up against one another.
For sure.
For bragging rights, right here, right now. Okay. Best 2 out of 3. Rochambeau.
Okay, I'm going to raise the stakes here because I know you're pretty famous for costumes in the main event, that kind of stuff.
I already don't like where this is going.
Do you have anything going on? Are you with the main event?
I don't have any bets this year for the main event so far.
Okay.
Which is a good thing.
So you've done superheroes, you've done animals. How about we go for ladies' clothing? So the loser.
Yeah.
Has to play the first day.
But you're so used to that. It's like that's like not even a bet for you, right?
I'm not saying it's a fair bet, but stretch your boundaries, man. It's liberating.
So we're gonna say day 1 of the World Series, have to dress up like a girl.
Main event.
Loser.
Yep.
The main event. Excuse me.
Yep.
So just the day 1 that you play.
Yep.
Okay.
Time for a little heads-up Rochambeau with Rafe First and Joe
It's going to be a race to 3 because we don't want the luck to be,
It's a race to 3.
Race
the first
to 3.
person to win
best
3.
3 out of 5. This is
best 3 out of 5.
That's sort of the standard operating procedure.
Sounds good.
And it's 1-2 shoot.
Okay.
And I'll be going rock first, just FYI.
Okay.
For my first throw. So that's a freebie for you.
Okay, good stuff.
Okay, ready?
Ready.
Okay.
Okay. So you did a little thing to my mind.
Okay. But I'm going to go rock again.
So get out of my head. It's not acceptable.
All right. Were you going to go paper like
what do you
every
mean?
single time? That's bureaucrat.
How can you chastise me? I'm up 2-0. You can't chastise me.
It's 2-0 Joe Sebok against world champion Rafe First, the Rochambeau.
Point of order, the best time to trash talk is when you're behind. So.
All right, we going?
Yep.
And that is ball game. Joe Sebok, everybody, is the new world champion of Rochambeau. Let's give it up. Let's give it up.
That was kind of embarrassing.
Actually,
that was kind of embarrassing.
That's kind of embarrassing, and I'm on tilt now because I wasn't planning on dressing up this year.
But now you have to dress up, and I might join. I'm very charitable.
How about this? Instead of joining me, in women's clothing, would you consider pledging 1% of your winnings in this year's main event to Prevent Cancer Foundation?
Oh, absolutely, of course.
There you go.
But that goes without saying. That was like a freebie that you got. You were getting something that you already had.
All right. You're a gentleman and a scholar. Appreciate it.
All right, we have a chance to redeem yourself right now. We play a little game on the show called On the Clock with all of our guests. The way it works is this. You will have 60 seconds to answer as many questions as you possibly can. If you do not know the answer, you do not want to answer, all you have to say is fold, and we'll move on to the next question. Whoever gets the most questions right by the end of the season will win our gorgeous On the Clock trophy, which right now is in the able hands of Trishelle Canatella, formerly of The Real World Las Vegas. So your competition is stiff. Let me know if you're ready.
Take your time.
Let's do it.
All right.
Floor, start the clock. What is the name of the billionaire banker who played the legendary high-stakes poker match against the corporation?
What Stanford running back was drafted in the second round of the NFL draft last week by the Minnesota Vikings?
Fold.
David Williams won this season's WPT championship. Who won the first ever WPT championship?
Hoyt Corkins?
Who did you beat heads up for
Yes,
your
no.
We'll find at the end. Who did you beat heads up for your WSOP bracelet?
Rocky and Ciso.
Name 3 alleged Tiger Woods mistresses.
Fold.
Who founded Stanford University in 1891?
Leland Stanford Sr. and his wife.
Who won last year's Ante Up for Africa event?
Alex, and I can't pronounce the last name, he's Russian.
Name 5 foods you are allergic to.
Oh, can I go back? Can I redo my answer?
Sure, go ahead. Who won last year's Ante Up for Africa? 8 seconds.
No, I think I got it right.
So name 5 foods you're allergic to.
Oh, God.
I am sorry, we are out of time. We are out of time, unfortunately, and you got...
How do you not know what you're allergic to? That's dangerous. That's really dangerous.
I would have gotten there. I'm allergic to so many. I was like, where do I begin? I was like, oh, my God, you're going to bring this up again. You guys are good tilters, that's what I say.
All right, you got 4 correct, which is unfortunately not enough to match Trishelle, who has 8 right now. The ones that you got wrong, Alan Goring was the WPT Season 1 champion, and 3 Tiger Woods mistresses, Rachel Uchitel, Kalika Mokin, Jamie Grubbs. The list goes on and on. You had a choice of 19, but it's tabloid stuff. It's beneath you.
And, of course, on my side, what Stanford running back was selected last week? Toby Gerhardt.
Okay.
And then just the 5 foods you're allergic to, but obviously that list was going to go on for a while. I didn't have time. So,
Rafe, very well done. Thanks for being on the show.
I really appreciate it, and it was a lot of fun, guys.
Thanks, Rafe. We appreciate it.
All right, when we come back, we talk to Twee Doan on Poker2Nite. Now, last December, we introduced you to poker pro Twee Doan, who was waging a courageous battle against cancer. As Twee underwent chemotherapy for an aggressive tumor in her leg, many of the biggest names in poker, including Doyle Brunson, Barry Greenstein, Ellie Alezra, and Durr, all shaved their heads in solidarity. Unfortunately, Twee's cancer continued to grow, and in March, she underwent surgery to remove the tumor by means of a partial amputation of her left leg. Through it all, Twee has shown incredible grace and bravery, and we're honored to have her join us now via Skype to discuss her progress. Twee, thanks so much for being here.
Yeah, no problem.
Now, Twee, we shared a little bit of your story, and of course, we chronicled the head shaving that we all did back at the Bellagio, but how are you doing today? How are things with you right now?
Well, the good news is I think the worst is behind me. Things are still kind of rough because I'm getting a lot of phantom pain from the amputation. But other than that, things are going pretty good, and I'm getting back to my normal self.
Now, have you been able to get away from a little bit, play a little poker, hopefully be at the tables at all?
No, I haven't really touched poker much. I've just been trying to de-stress and really just focus on my health. But I'm really excited to get back into poker. That's the one thing that I've missed the most.
Well, I think that says a lot about your determination right there, obviously, that you've just gone through that. We're already thinking about playing. What's on the docket for the World Series? Think you'll be ready for that?
Well, throughout this whole battle with cancer, the one thing that I was determined on was I'm not going to miss the World Series, so I'll definitely be there.
Well, everyone couldn't be more excited about that, certainly. I think that even today, I still have people coming up and asking me how you're doing, wanting to touch base. You know, has the poker community stepped up, and are you still hearing from them sort of on the regular at this point?
I've still gotten a lot of messages, especially on Twitter. People have been very responsive. The day of my surgery, I got a bunch of messages from people I've never met wishing me well. I really appreciate that. And I also have a lot of friends in the poker community that, sent me flowers and still call every now and then to check up.
Well, Twee, honestly, I'm beside myself with all of the strength and courage that you've shown through this entire ordeal. Thank you so much for coming on the show and updating us.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's it for this week's Poker2Nite. Join us next week as Mike the Mouth Matiso joins us in studio. Till then, we leave you with this.